my memories of Dartmouth football, and Kurt was a part of it. He was one of the older guys. He was kind of one of the stars of the team, captain, and so forth. There was just always a toughness associated, and we didn't have some of the fancy things that Princeton might have, or Harvard or Yale, but there was just a kind of there's a Dartmouth spirit. You heard about it, and okay, what was that? And to me, it was kind of embodied by the tough guys. Who's that center from Seattle?
Jim Lucas.
Yeah, Jim Lucas, man. He broken hand, sprained ankle. He just go out and play. And there was really a pride in being a tough guy. Now, we've had to kind of modify that a little bit because of the injuries, awareness, and so forth, concussive issues and all that. But still, the idea of, hey, we're from the woods. And that's become something that's creeped in. The granite of New Hampshire, muscles and brains. We've kind of said, hey, where are we? From a recruiting standpoint, what's the negative? Well, you're in the middle of no place. Let's spin that into something that's a positive. Yeah, man, we're in the middle of no place. The frost deal, the woods are lovely, dark, and deep. It's kind of ominous, and kind of preaching that with our guys. So there's a toughness that, hey, Princeton gets on their bus, man. They get their Gucci loafers and the scarves on and so forth. Coming up 91, it just gets, hey, where are we going? And so it kind of played to the mindset of tough physical play. And that was the onset. We weren't real good when we first came back here. And I think the importance of Dartmouth football somehow kind of drifted. And it was almost we're mediocre and that's okay. And trying to change a mindset where, hey, it's real important. You guys are athletes. You put a lot of time and effort into it. For what? And are you just playing for yourself? And it's about me? No, you're playing for all the guys that wore the uniform before. In your cases, the different sports that you guys play. And does that resonate with people? I think you have individual goals and you have team goals. And there's, if you look out here, we've got the All Ivies players' individual goals, and then the team deal. And those are the two. Hey, how good can you be? Because the better you are, the better we're going to be. And then what are you willing to sacrifice for the good of the team? And so we talk about toughness in practice and physicality and kind of playing through stuff. You have bumps and owies. Okay, I get that. You can play with those. You have injuries. You're crutched up. You're surgically repaired. Okay, but you still have that mindset that, man, I'm committed to what I'm doing. And I think it's passed from class to class. And, when I first came back, we were graduating 6, 7, 9 guys. The attrition rate was just horrendous. And why did they not pull out? I lost the love of the sport. My heart's not in. I heard all that stuff. And I just flipped it back and say, guys weren't tough enough to see things through. And the guys that are here, I don't care if you win, lose it, how tough are you in your mindset? It's a Dartmouth mindset. We're tough guys up in the woods. That's we're going to go compete. And that seemed to kind of take hold over time. Pride in who you were. We'd sing the alma mater, win or lose. It didn't make a difference. And nobody used to stay in the stands. And some of the guys, I think, were a little bit embarrassed by it. But hey, loud and proud, this is who we represent, which resonated. That was a big thing when we were in school.
Yeah, singing when we were in school was always a big thing. And we had just gotten here just after women had started coming to Dartmouth, so there was still not a large number of women on campus. So there was a lot of singing in fraternities and singing, in the football program. And so, one of the things Coach T did was bring that back when he came back in terms of singing the alma mater. And another thing that was a tradition when we played was, which is sort of back in a different kind of format, was when we came out of the locker room, the entire freshman class would line up in a gauntlet coming out of the old Davis varsity house, and U.S. football players would run through the gauntlet all the way to the field, all the way to the sideline. So it was a really awesome tradition for us. And then that was gone when Coach Stevens came back. And, there's a little bit of that now when we come out of Leverone, where we have the gauntlet coming out. But that gauntlet was really neat back then because you were literally walking between, just people were really tight to you, and there was like 2 or 3, people deep, and you'd come through and you got chills up your spine when you were coming out of the locker room. It was a pretty neat tradition back then.
Right at the onset.
Right.
And now it's kind of in place. Guys know what we're talking about, and the toughness and the physicality,
right.
The singing after. It's kind of neat now. People stay in the stands, and we go on the road, and people. New York was wonderful.
Right.
Tough loss to Columbia, but there's a couple hundred kids that have played for us over the years that stayed arm in arm, and a lot of women joining in. Their wives or their girlfriends or anything. And to me, that was the Dartmouth thing because nobody would leave. I played hockey as well, and it was kind of neat. sold out place, and everybody's arm in arm at the end. And it's I tried to get that going with some of the other sports way back when, but it was kind of like the old school guy, not so much. But in our little world, that's what we do. And then after that, after a win, we go back into Leverow and we get together, and as the backs go tearing by, it's the football medley is what it's termed. And you don't hear it much anymore. Every once in a while you hear the band play up, but I don't think a lot of people know what the song is.
No.
But with us, we taught them that song. It just kind of culminates with the amount of points you beat the opponent by, and then you count them off. You count 40-something or 50 points, pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rings was kind of a cute thing. Rings last year won a championship, and some of the young guys, I call the freshmen. I don't call freshmen. I don't know if that's tradition or not. I just call them young guys. Young guys are old guys. The young guys are the first year guys, the old guys, anybody after. And why? Because there's a connotation of the freshmen. Freshmen, they don't know, hey, freshmen, grab the laundry bag. Hey, freshmen, take the bags off, and we don't do that. Coming in, I wanted our best players to play. And as I tell them all, you're all Division I athletes. And so the best guys are going to show up. And I lost my train of thought with that one. It's going to be good.
The rings.
The rings. So a couple of the young guys came in and said, Coach, the ring thing out there, do we get them? I said, you're on the team? Yes, we didn't play. Man, you're on the team. The team won. Congratulations. And preparation and focus. You mentioned the little chart down there.
Mm-hmm.
My guys will talk about going in black. If you haven't seen it, it's white, yellow, just a spectrum. It's white, yellow, orange, red, black. And the deal is, I actually got this from a special ops guy that was one of the Marines that came back after his tour in Afghanistan and was on campus. And he said it's just kind of tells you mental awareness. If you're white, it's kind of like, California might say that. Sometimes I refer to it as kind of just oblivious to a lot of things, not really focused. And then black is the other extreme where you're so hyped that you can't react, you can't think, you can't function, you can't make a pass, you can't read. And so those are the two areas you can't be in. And we've got a 2.5-hour practice. You can't be in what we term the high red. You want to be in the upper edge, right on the cusp of going into the black, but not going there. So you're still in control, but man, you're lasered in. And how do you get to that point? And you're not there all the time. So the offense is on the field. You want to be high red. Well, you're on the edge. You don't want to go into the white or the yellow or the orange, but you can't be up in the high red at that point. So you kind of drift back and then you get back up. And that's really it's a skill to be able to focus your attention at when it's most needed. And then you get a varied group on our team. We'll get the young guy, we've got a sophomore, junior, senior, all in a group, and they all have got to be lasered in together. There's a D there, and that's one thing, you never step on the D. It's kind of just a sign of respect. And if somebody's in there, guys will tackle someone as they come off, or you get shoved off. And it's just it's a subtle respect for the place and the history and the tradition. And the fact that it goes back a long, long way, 100+ years of football, and the number of people that have played.
And there are some signs of the history of the program all in the area here. You can see the first team All-Ivies dating back to when the Ivy League was founded, and then all the championship teams are on the wall. And if you go into the Crouthamel Lounge, you'll see some old artifacts and relics of days gone by, pictures on the wall, some of the old stars and whatnot, so that there is a little bit of historical relevance for some of the kids if they're interested, and especially for alumni when they come back, if they want to, and they do that. It's amazing how many children of alums who passed away want to see their dad or their uncle or their grandfather or somebody who played football for Dartmouth. And they can go into the computer over there and look at it on the screen and actually see a picture of their in a uniform.
We travel pregame meals. There's seniority. It's the one area that I do have a seniority process. The seniors eat first, and then the juniors, and then the sophomores, and then the freshmen enter you. The other thing I toss out is, hey, you're an oar or an anchor. Pulling us forward, you're holding us back. And it's attitude, it's performance, it's commentary. The guys that are disillusioned and this is awful, man. We shouldn't have to do this. It's negative leadership. You affect or infect, and that's basically it. Maybe it's not going the way you want. Hey, man, we're getting better. Keep going. You feel bad for yourself, but again, the team. try to have guys think broadly about